why didn't you finish what you were saying about the erasing? Okay. In terms of me erasing stuff, usually I don't like mind erasing too quickly. Due to the fact that you guys could rewatch the videos and write down that stuff. I know it's probably annoying for your notes and stuff like that, but yeah, sometimes I'll erase and I won't notice. You know, if you guys were here in real life, you could be like, wait, you know, you could scream, but now that we have the capacity of uploading these things online, you can just rewatch them and write down what you missed. So so in recent times, I have not been as careful about how long I wait before erasing what I have on the board. Yeah. Does everybody know how to access the videos of lecture? All you gotta do is go to Canvas, go to Studio, and you can see all the lectures for every class. You can rewatch everything. Okay. See who all here is. About 9 people in here. Okay. Seems like we gave people time to come back. Okay. So let's do it. Let's find inverse functions. This was the easy one. Let's make them harder. And by harder, I mean more fun, because mathematicians find things that are difficult enjoyable. We find the harder the problem is, the more enjoyable it is. Right? So let's say given some function f of x is equal to the square root of x plus 2, what is f inverse of x? And once you find it, prove you found it. So remember, step 1. Get your function. Set it equal to y. Okay? Then step 2. Switch the x and the y. Everything that was y now becomes x. Everything that was x now becomes y. Step 3. Solve for y. So let's do it. To solve for y here, it's embedded inside of a square root. So what we do is we take the square of both sides. So I get x squared is now equal to y plus 2, because squaring a radical removes the radical. And then I just have to solve for y. So I'll subtract the 2 from both sides, and I'll get y, which is equal to our f inverse of x now, is equal to x squared minus 2. So we found the f inverse. Screenshot. I'm not seeing the videos. What do you mean? What videos are you talking about? They are not on the studio. Are you talking about the videos for today's class period? Because they're not uploaded until the end of class. I have to upload them. But the rest of the video last week, they should be on there. I don't see any of them. That's quite weird because I see them. Studio. Yeah. Last week's class period is on here. student view. Let me go into the student view. All right. I go to student view. I go to Zoom. We look at previous meetings, cloud recordings. Why is that? I'm going to ask my colleague about why this is happening. Because I was under the assumption that they were uploaded, okay? But another place you can find them is actually my YouTube channel. Thankfully, I've also been uploading them into the YouTube channel. Are your video assignments extra credit? No, I don't. No, those are just assignments you have to do. What I'm talking about is recorded class lectures. So you guys can go to YouTube, Professor Niazi. I'll show you the link. If you guys go here, click on that link and go here. You guys can go to the videos tab. I can actually give you the link where it's already in the videos. The videos that just have a week and a part are all part of our videos, of our class videos. So I have like 10, 30, part 1. That was our last class period, first part. So for instance, if you go to that, that's our class, and I've recorded it there. So if you can't find it on Canvas, which is weird, I can see it on Canvas, but apparently you guys can't. I don't understand why that's the case. I'm going to have to ask my colleague about that. Let me go to studio settings here. Yeah, I have no idea why that's the case. Yeah, thankfully I have been putting them on YouTube, so you guys can see them on YouTube. But yeah, that is very strange. I'm very perplexed as to why nobody has told me this before. You were told to ignore those. What were you told to ignore? I'm confused myself. What are you being told to ignore? The video assignments. Who told you to ignore that? Did I tell you to ignore that? I think you did. So what we're talking about is not the video assignments. we're talking about how to access the lecture videos of previous lectures. Right. In terms of video assignments, what I could do at the end of the semester is like not count them. I don't know. Do you guys find them to be helpful? Do you guys think the video assignments are helpful at all? Okay. 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 Well, what I may end up doing is making them supplemental. So, because there's confusion about it for now, just do them, do all of them. So that you get that extra instruction, the extra supplemental instruction. In terms of making it a grade or not, I don't know yet. So for all intensive purposes, it is for a grade. So make sure you do all of them. But at the end of the semester, I may elect not to make them for a grade. So what does that mean for you? That means treat them as if they are for a grade. Okay, treat them as if they are. But know that at the end of the semester, I may just elect to not make them a grade. I'll see what I'll do. Because I've never had that happen. I've never had this happen during Canvas. So can we go back and do ones from the beginning? Because what do you mean do ones from the beginning? Oh, of the video assignments. Yeah, I believe you should have access to them. If you don't, send me an email about it. I'll also ask my colleague about that. Let me ask my colleague right now. All right. I inquired about the video assignments and about why you can't see the videos on Canvas. But at least for now, you can see the videos on YouTube, and I showed you how to access them. Okay. So without further ado, I'll continue on with lecture unless anybody has any other grievances or questions. Right now, we got the f inverse of x is equal to x squared minus 2. But we have to prove it. Prove that we found it here. To prove it, we have to show that f of f inverse of x is equal to x. And we have to show the f inverse of f of x. We have to show that. Okay? So let's do this one right here. This one is the same thing as, let's do f of f inverse of x. Let's see what that gives us. That's the same thing as f of, our f inverse is this x squared minus a 2. Notice that this is the same thing as, let's get the turkey ready. All right, here's the turkey. We carve out the turkey, and we're ready to put the stuffing in it. The stuffing is that x squared minus 2. Okay, so I put that in that parentheses. X squared minus a 2. Notice that that breaks down to the square root. The 2's cancel here. The square root of x squared. But notice that the square root of x squared is just x. So this one has been verified. But we must verify it for both. We can't just verify it for one. So let's see if the other one is actually indeed true. What is f inverse of f of x? That's the same thing as f inverse of, what's my f of x? It's this square root of x plus 2. Right? We're going to plug that into our turkey here. So let's get the turkey ready. And let's put inside the turkey the stuffing, the square root of x plus 2. So whenever you square something with a radical, the radical goes away. So you just get whenever you square something, the radical goes away. So we just get x plus 2 minus a 2. And 2 minus a 2 is x. Boom. So this one gets satisfied as well. I accidentally put a plus here, but it needed to be a minus because we're plugging it into f inverse of x. You may do whatever you desire with your time. If you want to go do something else with your time, by all means, go ahead. You can always rewatch the lectures, but you don't have the live feedback. All right. So we showed that this function, we found its inverse function, this guy, and then we proved that it was a bona fide inverse function. Okay. One pitfall that students tend to fall under is making this assumption. Students tend to assume that, well, because x to the negative 1 is the same thing as 1 over x, then clearly f inverse of x, this should be 1 over f of x, right? The answer is no. That is not true. Recall, for f of x is equal to x squared, we have inverse function, square root of x. Notice that this does not equal 1 over x squared. So don't assume that that negative 1 in the exponent looking thing implies that it has a negative exponent. That's just notation for inverse function. It is one of the more confusing things about math. It's that it's notation. And students tend to confuse that. So do not fall under that pitfall. So here's a question. So if our f of x is equal to x cubed minus 4, and your g of x is equal to x plus 4, square cube root of x plus 4, is g equal to f inverse? Is it your inverse function? Way you do that is you do function composition and see if it equals to x. So meaning, what is f of g of x equal to? If it equals x, then it is the inverse function. So also, yeah, let's just see what that works out to. This implies I got f of, what is my g of x? The cube root of x plus 4. All right, then I prepare the turkey. So I put it into f, so I carve out this x cubed region minus a 4. And I plug in inside the stuffing, the cube root of x plus 4. Notice that the cube of a cube root is just what's inside the radical. So that is what remains. We cancel out the 4s, and I get an x. Cha-ching. But we cannot stop there. Not only does f of g of x need to equal x, but g of f of x also needs to equal x. So let's determine whether that also works out. Now, f is the stuffing, g is the turkey. So f becomes x cubed minus a 4. And now we prepare g. So this is equal to the cube root of your x cubed minus a 4 plus your 4. Okay? So then this is equal to the cube root, and the 4's cancel, of x cubed. And we know that the cube root of x cubed is x. So, tada! For sure, it is true that g is the inverse function to f of x is equal to x cubed minus 4. And that's about it with this section. So we are now at the review portion. So from this point and on, class is optional. You can remain in class and ask questions about the test. If not, you find other things more interesting. You want to see some really old dude and some other person debate, go ahead. Go ahead and find entertainment in that. Or enjoyment in that, whatever you want. If anybody has any questions, ask me and we can address them right now. If not, well, then you will be free to leave. And in the meantime, the videos that are on YouTube are accessible. I'll try and make the videos on Canvas accessible as well. They should be, but I don't understand why they're not. I've got to do some English assignment. See you later. All right. See you later. For any of you guys that are still in class, let me know if you have any questions. Do any of you guys have any questions? Let's see. We got 8 people in here still. Does anybody have any questions? I believe I'm good. Okay. If anybody does have any questions, type in yes. Okay. Seems like nobody has any questions. See you next week. All right. I will see you guys next week then.